Lesson 6, Grand Jam, blending scales, chords, and arpeggios for epic performances. Ever wanted to blend scales, chords, and arpeggios to one seamless performance? This is your chance. In this video, we'll show you how to combine everything you've learned so far into a grand jam session that sounds epic. Let's turn your practice into a full-on performance. At the end of this lesson, you'll learn how to combine scales, chord inversions, and arpeggios to create a full, varied piano performance with your right and your left hand. All right, so we're gonna go back to our old friend F sharp right here. We've talked about F sharp, but we haven't really discussed too much any of these black notes, except for the portion in the first video where I was talking about the patterns of the black notes and the white notes. The black notes are called accidentals, and we've got your sharps and your flats. Now, depending on what note you're going to is going to determine if it's going to be sharp or flat. For instance, if you're going up to the note, it's going to be sharp. If you're coming down to the note, it's going to be flat, okay? So if I have an F note and I'm going to go up to the black note, it's going to be called F sharp. Okay? If I have a G and I'm going to go up to the next note, it's G sharp. If I have an A, it's going to go up to A sharp. C, it's going to go up to C sharp. D, it's going to go up to D sharp. But if I'm going to be coming down to a black note, let's say from E, it's going to be E flat. If I'm coming down from D, it's D flat. If I'm coming down from B, it's B flat. From A flat, G, G flat. And those are all the sharps and flats on the piano. In this instance, because F sharp is very crucial to the chord of D, it's also crucial to the scale of G, and it's also crucial to the scale of E minor. We are going to be using F very heavily here, okay? So we're going to be using, in this next tune, the E minor chord, the G chord, the D chord, and the C chord, and all of these are going to be using F, okay? So if I'm going to play a C scale, we've all learned it as this, right? But in this time around, since we have a central key, and that key is E minor, and in that key we have F sharp, if we're going to play a scale that starts in C, we're going to have to play an F sharp in it. I know that sounds weird, but in the context of this, it actually sounds appropriate. Okay. Now, let's talk about the left hand and the rhythms. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can use the left hand to sound a little bit fuller by playing on what are called subdivided beats. So you've got certain beats, and then you can divide them into little beats, and that would be called subdivision. So let me show you some techniques to use for this. You can use arpeggios to transition between chords and scales to walk up to chords. So let's introduce my nifty friend, the metronome, once more. And we're going to put this on 60. It's a nice little neutral speed. Okay? And I'm going to play a chord for every 2 beats. Very simple. Starting on E minor. So we're going to go from E minor to G, to C, to G. Again. I'll say the chords again. E, G, C, G. Now I'm going to pulse on each beat. So what am I doing there? I'm starting to break up that bass in each chord that I play. Something that we learned during the arpeggios. Very simple, but it makes it sound so much fuller and so much more interesting. Okay, let's do it in tempo. 2, ready, go. Okay, can you see now how we can put all of these things together that we've learned in the previous videos and start to create a more interesting sound? So now in this video, you've learned how to use arpeggios, inversions, scales, chords in order to make a more interesting sound when you're playing from chord to chord and transitioning from chord to chord. Now we're going to go and play a full-on song in the next video. Congratulations for making it this far. I'll see you in the next one.